Hello, thank you for clicking on the video. So today we are reviewing Supercell Season 1, Episode 6, and this one is titled Supercell. And boy, was this episode something else. Oh my goodness, it was so sad. There a lot was going on all in this last episode. A lot of things were revealed, some things I had suspicions about that were confirmed, like the sickle cell. There were a lot of references to slavery, black experimentation, and I'm sure there are some things going on that is esoterical. However, because I am in school and I have a lot on my plate, I will not delve into that. This review is purely on an entertainment level. So we open up with the four of them, excluding Andre. They're going up against the bad cells who are on the other side, the ones who are in the facility. So Michael manages to freeze time, but basically he froze the supercells, the bad ones. And so we have not Andre, Rodney. Rodney is like, wow, so what else can you do? And so both of them are frozen, they can't move. And here goes Taser trying to mess things up. Oh my goodness, Taser. He has no self-control. He's just so angry. So he's about to mess things up. Michael has to teleport the both of them out of there because he's about to mess things up. So while Michael is teleporting the both of them, he's trying to get Taser out of the way. They unfreeze, and so now they are attacking Rodney and Sabrina. They manage to get themselves out of that situation. Michael teleports all of them back to, I believe, Sabrina's house. I can't remember, child. I'm a little tired. Sorry. I've been up for almost 24 hours. So I'm a little tired. So, of course, the facility, they have the footage. They're watching the footage, and this big-headed man looks like a leprechaun. He's looking at the footage, and he's like, how are they all finding each other? Someone must be helping them. And so after that, we have Dion. Now, Dion is speaking with Jasmine's father. Now, Jasmine's father knows where she is, and he's withholding this from the mom, from his wife. And he's telling her the story about how he put a tracker in Jasmine's backpack, because he was worried about her. And one day she went to school, and the day they took her, he found the backpack because he had a tracker in there. So he tracked it, and the backpack was in this place called Ashton's estate. And so the people, they called him, basically warning him to stay away. And Dion's like, well, I can go to the police. And he's like, no, the police don't have the power to do anything. And so Dion, she's trying to call Michael because she wants to let him know everything that's going on, but they're all asleep. Now, when they use their powers, it takes a lot out of them, and they have to regain their energy. It just completely depletes them. So they're all just knocked out, and Dion is just calling, and they don't hear the phone. And so she's looking on the computer. She's looking up some information about the Ashton estate. And of course, she's impatient. And like a dummy, she wants to go out and look for it herself. Oh, Lord, this child does not listen. So they've captured Andre. He is at the facility. And they have him with no shirt on. Okay. And mind you, he's a big guy, okay, very muscular. And he's in these weird looking cuffs, and I kid you not, he looked like a slave. He literally looked like a slave. You have this facility that's ran by these white people, and that's what it reminded me of. It was almost like a slave auction or something, and so they're testing on these black people, and these black people, they have this power, and they're too afraid to use it because they don't know their own power. Oh, and also Andre is not able to use his powers because they gave him an inhibitor. So I'm curious as to know how Taser's mom was able to use her powers. So I'm pretty sure they're going to show what happened in the next season, if there's a next season. I hope there's a next season. Now, he's explaining he's explaining to Andre about the whole sickle cell. He's basically telling him that someone in his family, his mom or his dad, had sickle cell. They had the trait, and the supercell is a mutation of the sickle cell. Now, I knew something was fishy about that lady wanting to help Michael's mom, who has the sickle cell. I'm hearing this man tell this story, and I'm just like, okay, it all makes sense now. Because I've kind of heard this story before, a story that's similar to this in real life. And so he offers Andre a job. He wants Andre to help them find people with powers. He wants to recruit him. And oh, and before that, they had Jasmine come and heal him, okay? So anyways, I'm like, "Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have all of these powerful people, and instead of them banding together and sticking together, they decide that they're just going to go out and it just it's like history repeating itself. I don't know. It's kind of disgusting. But anyways, so Dion is checking out Ashton's estate, and so you have some guys there trying to holler at her, and of course she's busy, so she doesn't have the time to entertain them, and she's being rude about it, and of course their feelings are hurt, and so she's on the phone with Michael, and they're steady trying to rap at her, and she's like, "Look, I'm not interested." And so she's being a little mean, and of course their feelings are hurt, and so they decide that we're not going to take this, so they're coming at her, and Michael can hear her arguing with them, and she's in the middle of the street as if she does not understand that she's in danger. The woman just doesn't. I think she thinks she's invincible or something, or maybe she's just extremely naive. I don't know. So women, they do not want you to holler at them from afar. They do not want you to holler at them from afar. So do not do that. Secondly, pickup lines. Women do not like pickup lines. Not if it is a woman who is of substance, a woman who wants something meaningful. She's not going to go for that. Dion is not the type of woman who is going to go for that. But at the same time, Dion, she's a very sweet woman. And she was not being sweet at this moment. And that is because she was in the middle of something. She was busy, she was frustrated, and she was just not in the mood to entertain anyone's antics. She was not in the mood to be friendly, and everyone has that right. But I think women need to be careful when they are rejecting a guy, because you do not know what his temperament is like, and it could be potentially dangerous if you are extremely rude. So like I said, Michael, he hears her arguing, and so he teleports himself into the car. Again, she is still in the middle of the street as if she just wants them to run her over. Okay, so while Michael is going to check on Dion, Taser, of course, he has his little vendetta. He's obsessed with getting Kreese. She dodged that bullet, okay? And so Sabrina, she's trying to find her sister. She knows that her sister is with Craig. Oh, and Craig, by the way, is Craig. Crazy Craig, same person. Okay, so he eventually tells her, he says, "Listen, if you want to find your sister, they're at A-Town." And so she's like, "Okay." So he leaves. And she's like, "A-Town." She's looking it up. Okay, what is A-Town? This isn't even a real place. And Rodney's like, "Yeah, it is a real place." So basically, it's Ashton Estate. So they're going to head over to Ashton Estate. Her and Michael, they're outside. They're talking. He finally tells her what's going on. He tells her, "Look, I've been trying to prevent your death." And she said, "Well, let's just forget about all of this. Let's go on a vacation or something." And he's like, "No, I still have some. I have to finish this. I have to see this to the end." And at this point, I think Michael is kind of obsessed because yeah, you can kind of drop it. You can kind of drop it. You can just go on a vacation. You're not in the neighborhood. You're not using your power, so no one's going to be coming after the both of you. But he's kind of obsessed and doesn't even realize it. So they're having an emotional moment. They're crying, and here comes Rodney and Sabrina kind of, crashing it. And so Michael is telling Dion, listen, you should go home. She's like, no, I don't feel like being by myself right now. And that's understandable, but what do you mean you want to help, girl? You don't have any superpowers. What are you going to do? I'm just curious. What are you going to do? All right. So they go into Ashton Estate. Okay, now it's all of a sudden dark. Okay. Remember, at first it was daytime. Okay, and all of a sudden it's night. Okay, whatever. So Sabrina sees Craig. She goes up and starts with him. So she goes and she hits him, and then she uses her power, and everyone just scatters. Okay, and so of course this starts a fight. While Sabrina is trying to fight Craig, there's some electricity going off somewhere. Um, and so Dion, she's in the car and she's trying to alert Michael, and she's just honking the horn all loud. And she's honking the horn. And so he goes back to try and see what it is. And there's an explosion, and he goes a flying. And so Dion, she runs out of the car hollering and screaming. And so meanwhile, Rodney and Sabrina, they're trying to fight Craig. And then two of the bad cells, super cells from the facility, they come out of this portal. And so Sabrina, she's like, Craig, you better come on our side. They're dangerous. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now she's trying to help him. They're dangerous. And so his eyes lights up. And he's like, oh, you mean dangerous like me? So he's there. Taser is there now. And that just shocked the hell out of him. He's like, oh my goodness. They're all trying to fight. And so Rodney, it looks like the guy hit Rodney. And so Dion, Lord have mercy, this girl. She's supposed to be tending to Michael. And she all of a sudden starts screaming, telling them to leave Rodney alone. Does she even know Rodney? I'm trying to remember if she even met him. Girl, you don't have any superpowers? Oh, yeah, they're just going to listen to, okay, ma'am. Yes, we'll leave Rodney alone. She worked my entire nerve in this episode. She did. And one of them smacks the hell out of her. And so she's unconscious, okay? She's unconscious. And so here comes Andre. Andre comes out of the portal. He picks up Michael. He's trying to bring him into the portal. And so he's telling Craig, or Crazy, whatever you want to call him, he goes, hey, open up the portal. But he doesn't want to open the portal up yet because he wants to get Taser. And he's trying to tell him, hey, we can't go empty handed. Just open up the portal. Well, Crazy won't listen. And so somehow Taser, all of them are able to get Andre to drop Michael. And so Taser is about to stab Andre. Now, Taser doesn't know Andre, okay? Because I think Andre has like this hood on. So he's about to stab Andre. And then Michael wakes up and he freezes it. He freezes he freezes time. He freezes all of them. And so he's looking around. He's looking around and he recognized Andre. And so he wakes Andre up and he's like, hey, Andre, it's me. I was the one who called you on the phone. You're supposed to be on our side. Well, he convinces Andre that the people he's working for is bad. And Andre decides to be on their side. So Michael, he notices that Dion has been knocked out. She's on the ground. He wakes her up and he tells her, get in the car and get out of here. And so she gets in the vehicle. She's driving off, and Crazy manages to get to Taser. And so he throws him on top of the vehicle that Dion is getting away in. And so he lands on the windshield. And Dion, she's hollering and screaming. She's hollering and screaming. This heifer gets out of the vehicle and she grabs Crazy. Why would you go up to someone named Crazy and put your hands on them? And she's yelling, he's just a kid. Okay, so now Taser is just a kid? The one who killed your boyfriend in his premonition. Now he's the one you wanted him to stay away from. Now he's just a kid, and you're gonna trade your life for his. Is that right? So of course he goes and pimp smacks her behind, and she goes a flying again. I think she must like getting slapped up. This woman just does not seem to understand that she does not. She's the only one with no superpowers, and yelling is not a superpower. Screaming is not a superpower. Feeling like you Miss Betty Badass is not a superpower. This woman is ridiculous. I mean, oh my goodness. She's just asking for it. Okay, anyways. See, because I can't stand silly people, and she is silly. So Craig and the other supercells, they get the best of the team and basically kill them all because their powers is running out. And so he basically kills them all. And so Michael has just a little bit of juice left in him. And he sees that Craig is about to kill Dion. And that gives him all of a sudden, he just gets this strength to be able to go back in time. So he goes back in time. And this time, he makes sure that he gets to Craig before Craig gets to them. And so he goes and he stabs Craig, and Sabrina's like, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that? I need to know. I need him to open up the portal so I can get my sister." And he was like, "Well, he was going to kill us. I had to redo time." And so Craig, he's down, okay, but he takes his gun and he shoots it straight in the vehicle where Dion is, and kills her. Michael starts to just lose it. He runs over to her. He's holding her and he's begging everyone. He's like, "Someone, please help me. Somebody do something." And, Sabrina, Taser, Andre, Rodney, they're just standing there looking. And I'm like, okay, this is just weird. This is a very weird scene, the way they're just standing there looking. But okay, I guess his powers isn't working to teleport her into a hospital. I don't know. Just very weird. Just okay, so Dion, she dies, and I think a few days or a few weeks has passed, and they all get together, and they're like, "Michael, you sure you're okay? You up for this? You can wait a few days." And he's like, "No, we need to find out who these people are, and we need to go after them." And so Rodney asks, "Are you gonna go back in time and try and save her?" And he's like, "No." So I think he realizes that no matter what he does, it's just something that's going to happen. Now, he did make it worse because she died much earlier than she was supposed to. Remember, she had 3 months. 3 months. And everything he did, it just made things worse because, he's not that bright. And when his future self came to speak with him, when he met with his future self just gave him a list of names and didn't say anything else in detail. And I don't know. I think that kind of messed things up as well. He should have listened to her, went on vacation, and make some great memories. But he didn't want to do that because he was obsessed. And I think in a way, he kind of chose his powers over her. That's what I think. I think he chose his powers over her. Okay, so that's going to be their mission, to find out who these people are. All right. So then we go back to the facility. We see that Sabrina's sister is there. We see Jasmine, and we see Craig. So Craig is not dead. They probably had Jasmine heal him. And he's just sitting up there with his big old teeth, just smiling and cheesing. Thank you for saving me. So apparently these people knew that Craig was selling drugs. He was selling poison to his community. They didn't care. They were like, "We allowed you to do whatever you wanted." They knew Andre stole the money from the ATM. They didn't care. All they care about is capturing all of these black people with these powers. Now, what are they going to do? I'm not sure. Are they going to use them as a military weapon? Are they going to try and figure out how these powers activate so they can use it for themselves and inject whoever they want? Are they going to use it to eliminate this cell so that people will never ever get powers? I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. But working with someone like Craig, clearly they're not good people and they do not have good intentions. Just like back in slavery when you had, some black people turning in the ones who wanted to run away. He's one of those people, like a slave catcher. And so basically they're done with Craig. They're like, "No, you failed, you keep failing, so we're done with you." I don't know what they're going to do with him, but that's that. I am so tired. I'm so sorry if it seems like I don't have a lot of energy, because I don't. But yeah, I can't wait for season 2. I can't wait for season 2 to see what's going on. I am sad about Dion. I didn't want her to go, but you know, a lot of it is she was just begging for it for some she was just begging for it. I was like, "Girl, do you not know how to shut up?" But oh my goodness, it was just crazy. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you ready for season 2, or are you just like, "Nah, this is enough"? So I hope there's a season 2, because I love sci-fi. I love things like this. So thanks so much for listening. Bye bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day.